ABBA's music has been a soundtrack to joy for millions, yet beneath those sparkling melodies hid a story few dared to tell. What if the legendary band's end wasn't about drama or betrayal, but something far more ordinary? Exhaustion and emotional collapse. For decades, silence surrounded ABBA's breakup, leaving fans to wonder what really happened behind the scenes. Now, at 78, Benny Andersson breaks that silence, offering a raw and unexpected truth that reshapes how we understand their music and legacy. The hidden toll of success. Benny Andersson's revelation about why ABBA ended surprised many because it didn't fit the dramatic narratives fans had long imagined. The band's breakup wasn't fueled by scandal or creative battles, but by an overwhelming exhaustion that crept in quietly over time. Behind the glittering performances and chart-topping hits was a group running on empty, emotionally drained from years of relentless pressure. Benny spoke frankly about how the personal toll became impossible to ignore as marriages fell apart and the music lost its natural spark. This was not a sudden collapse, but a slow unraveling, one that made continuing impossible without losing themselves completely. The idea that even the biggest pop phenomena can falter under the weight of their own success challenges how we think about fame and creativity. Benny admitted that after so many years of pretending everything was fine, the band members reached a breaking point. The music they once loved started to feel forced, turning joyful collaboration into a mechanical task. It was a shared recognition that continuing was not sustainable, not because of anger or failure, but because the energy and passion simply weren't there anymore. While fans witnessed ABBA's shining public image, few understood the emotional exhaustion lurking beneath the surface. Benny's honesty lifts the veil on a truth that had been missing for decades. Rather than the glamorous ending that might have matched their spectacular rise, it was a story of fatigue and fragility. This admission sets the stage for uncovering how ABBA's personal struggles intertwined with their unparalleled musical journey, a truth Benny is finally ready to share with the world. Now, to grasp the full impact of this exhaustion, we need to look back at how Benny's unique role shaped ABBA's sound from the very beginning. Even as exhaustion was quietly taking hold, Benny had already been constructing something extraordinary behind the scenes, building ABBA's musical soul. From an early age, Benny Andersson treated music not as a path to fame, but as a language to master. Growing up in Stockholm, he began playing the accordion at 6, sparking a lifelong fascination with melody and harmony. Influenced by Bach and Swedish folk traditions, Benny developed an intuitive ear, able to learn instruments and reproduce melodies effortlessly. His focus on emotion and structure over stardom shaped his artistry long before ABBA existed. In the early 1960s, Benny joined the Swedish rock band Hepstars, where his songwriting transformed their sound. Hits like Sunny Girl and Wedding showcased his skill as both composer and arranger. Behind the scenes, he honed his mastery of production, shaping the emotional depth of recordings with precision. These instincts would form the backbone of ABBA's distinctive sound. When Benny teamed up with Björn Ulvaeus later in the decade, their partnership became ABBA's creative engine. Benny's patience, precision, and ability to layer instruments and harmonies gave their songs emotional depth, joy and melancholy intertwined. This complexity defined hits like Knowing Me, Knowing You, and Fernando, capturing universal feelings with elegance. Even as fame and fatigue grew, Benny's craftsmanship anchored ABBA, infusing their music with the emotional honesty that continues to define their timeless appeal. Even the most beautiful creations can strain under personal weight, and the bonds beneath the music began to shift in ways no song could mask. Personal bonds and fractures. ABBA was more than a band. It was a web of romantic and creative relationships that fueled both brilliance and fragility. Björn and Agnetha's marriage, along with Benny's relationship with Annie Fried, shaped their music and their emotional world. These partnerships inspired the group's magic but also made them vulnerable. When Björn and Agnetha divorced in 1979, it sent shockwaves through the band, marking the first crack in their seemingly perfect harmony. Benny and Annie Fried's bond, once described as fiery and creative, also began to strain. Benny's studio perfectionism, which drove ABBA's sound, often left little space for emotional closeness. Annie Fried, known for her expressive performances, felt the growing distance. In 1981, Benny admitted he had fallen in love with television producer Mona Nerklet, a revelation that deepened the fractures within the group. Though they maintained professionalism, their unity was quietly unraveling. These personal breaks echoed through their music. The Visitors, their final album, carried a somber tone of emotional frost. Songs like When All Is Said and Done and Slipping Through My Fingers revealed pain and quiet resignation. Behind ABBA's shining success, fading love and weary hearts told a different story. One of endings wrapped in melody, marking the gentle dissolution of a band bound by both harmony and heartbreak. The weight of personal loss and disconnection set the tone for how ABBA's public journey was about to quietly draw to a close. The quiet fade-out. As ABBA's global fame soared in the late 1970s, the brilliance on stage concealed growing emotional distance within the band. Behind their seamless harmonies, private struggles deepened. Super Trooper reflected a polished exterior, but its underlying tone carried hints of strain. The joy that once defined their music began giving way to a quieter, more introspective melancholy. By 1981, emotional exhaustion could no longer be hidden. Benny Andersson's confession of falling in love with Mona Nerklet ended his marriage to Annie Fried, widening the group's fractures. Their final studio album, The Visitors, released that year, captured this emotional chill. Songs like When All Is Said and Done and Slipping Through My Fingers echoed loss and resignation, melodies steeped in unspoken pain. The sparkle of unity was fading fast. Unlike many legendary bands, ABBA chose no farewell tour, no public breakup. After their last single, Under Attack, in December 1982, failed to reignite past magic, they simply disappeared from the spotlight. No dramatic ending, just silence. For decades, fans speculated about what really ended ABBA. Yet the truth was simple. Emotional fatigue had quietly extinguished their light. The band that once defined joy closed its story not with noise, but with a poignant, graceful fade into history. Quiet endings often speak louder than grand finales, and the personal journeys that followed reveal how deeply the band members were affected by their years of fame and loss. Life after ABBA. After ABBA's quiet breakup, the members followed different paths shaped by struggle and healing. Annie Fried, or Frida, entered a new world far from disco fame. In 1992, she married Prince Heinrich Rouzeau-Royce of Plauen, joining European royalty and exchanging stage lights for aristocratic traditions. The media was stunned. Few imagined the disco queen among mansions and gala dinners. But life as a princess was no fairy tale. Frida found royal formality hard to balance with her free-spirited performer's soul. Tragedy struck in 1998 when her daughter, Anne Lisa, died in a car crash in New York at just 30. Overwhelmed with grief, Frida withdrew from public life, finding refuge near Lake Geneva. Her journey from dazzling fame to quiet solitude revealed the hidden cost of stardom. Amid this pain, Benny Andersson re-entered her life, offering comfort and shared understanding. Their renewed bond wasn't about music but about connection and survival after fame's collapse. Their quiet friendship showed the human side behind ABBA's legend, a reminder that beyond global hits were lives touched by love, loss, and resilience. As Frida sought peace away from the spotlight, Benny's steady support symbolized the lasting ties that outlived fame, reflecting the deep humanity behind ABBA's enduring legacy. The resilience born from such loss would ultimately set the stage for a remarkable resurgence many years later. Return and reflection. Decades after their silent separation, ABBA's reunion stunned the music world and reignited global excitement. In 2018, the band reunited to record 2 new songs, breaking a 36-year silence. This moment grew into ABBA Voyage, an ambitious fusion of new music and cutting-edge technology. Benny Andersson, leading production, insisted on authenticity and emotion, determined to create something timeless rather than nostalgic. ABBA Voyage redefined live performance through digital avatars of the band as they appeared in 1979, backed by a live 10-piece band in a custom-built London arena. The show's overwhelming success, over 1.3 million tickets sold to fans from 140 countries, proved ABBA's music still resonates deeply. Choosing innovation over a traditional tour, the group honored their past while embracing the future. Benny's attention to sound and emotional detail ensured their essence remained real, even in digital form. Now 78, Benny reflects on his life with rare vulnerability. He admits music once served as his refuge. "I gave my best lines to songs, not to the people who needed to hear them." His honesty reframes ABBA's story, revealing fragility beneath the brilliance. Their lasting legacy isn't perfection, but survival through art. Proof that emotion, authenticity, and endurance keep ABBA's music alive across generations. Benny Andersson's candid revelations illuminate the hidden struggles behind ABBA's legendary success and quiet farewell. Their story is a reminder that even icons face exhaustion and heartbreak, yet find ways to endure and create meaning. If this journey through the truth behind the music moved you, please like and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories behind the songs we love.